so begins the memorial of the horrifying event. Mel shall be speaking, and I'm not sure how exactly we'll approach talking about all this. It's a very big scene. Lots of things happen.
Yes, it is a big scene. A lot of things happen.
It's like almost everyone is here. Everyone you can imagine. It's going to be a big event to remember those that have been lost. And as the scene progresses, it seems that not all is as it should be. There are we've shown some ladies in outfits that make it so you can't see anything that they may or may not be holding or what they look like. You got some enforcers that have some tattoo that looks a little sus. And as Mel is speaking, we gradually start to realize, oh dear, something is afoot. Something bad. Something
Things afoot.
Terrifying. Vi spots that tattoo and realizes, oh boy, that's probably not an enforcer at all. That's probably some evildoer from Zornland. And so...
well, I imagine she's seen those tattoos before, either in prison or in Zon.
Yeah. Unusual for an enforcer, I'm sure. And so he's holding a bag as well, a duffel bag. Who knows what's in there? He walks by the crowd of people and drops it at the foot of the lady in the big old outfit, who's near Jace. Who knows what that might lead to? And yeah, as the conversation is, or rather the speech is going on, we have a worrying thing building, tensions coming up, Vi's moving forward. She gets more and more concerned enough that she's going to start pushing past the enforcers to try and stop that guy. I don't know why she doesn't shout and warn and say, holy fuck, someone stop that man.
Can I point something out before we keep moving forward?
Yes.
Before she sets down the duffel bag, you'll notice there's a quick shot of him walking past some of the officers, and one of them like peeks at him and then like looks away, like, oh, didn't see shit. So it's probably not just this guy working alone. It would appear as though maybe some of the enforcers are in on it as well.
Well, if he was how would that be different from if they weren't corrupt?
Well, I would say some of them are corrupt.
Why?
Based on that side eye and then the look away that the officers are doing. So some of them on the top side seem to be in on this. It's not just like the Undercity doing some surprise attack.
Well, if they weren't corrupt, then they would just see one of their guys and then look away.
Oh, I think Rags is saying, what does it change about the scene right now if they were or weren't corrupt?
Why is she looking? Shouldn't she be looking forward? She looks specifically looks away. Everybody else is looking forward, right?
I mean, I guess I just it doesn't seem that important to me right now. I don't know. It's maybe.
It's just Dal's tinfoil hat. Don't mind him.
I don't know. I just feel like, you know.
Yeah, people can look around.
I appreciate it when Mel is reading out the actual names of the counselors when she says Cassandra Kierman. It looks like Caitlin has she looks very emotionally affected by it in that moment, and it's just like it's just a thing that I think is very real, where it'll hit harder even with stuff as simple as just reading out their name or seeing a picture of them, that sort of stuff. It's just good to keep track of all these impacts on different people. But yes, that guy, he doesn't do much to shout to stop him, Vi, even though she seems to be realizing he's pulled a gun. He's heading up the stage to Mel, and meanwhile,
oh my god,
it's Chem Baron lady is talking to Jace, and she says, "Doesn't it fucking suck when you lose a loved one?" And he's like, "What?" She's behind him, and everything is about to explode. Mr. Totally Not Enforcer Man hits Mel with his pistol / I don't know if it's like a flare gun or something, but yeah,
a flare gun.
He hits her with it, she falls over, and then he fires it into the air and starts saying stuff like, You're not safe, you bastards. We're gonna get you.
Rapscallions.
Yes. Meanwhile, chainsaw is pulled. A double chainsaw is pulled from Chem Lady from
a triple chainsaw.
Is it a triple?
God.
Jesus. Don't you
Yeah,
only
it's
need
got two
one?
little ones and a big one.
I didn't
You
know
really
they
need
had technology.
Well,
three?
if you're really angry,
Well-
you need more.
Well, here's the thing: if you want it to be worse, you can add more than one. Yeah.
Why don't they use that for trees? The triple chainsaw.
Because you get these really awkward discs that it kind of leaves, you know. Like it's like whenever they have
Yeah.
Wolverine cutting people, they don't have the two awkward discs that are in between the
Oh
blades.
yeah, I know what
come
you
flying
mean.
out
They
too.
often don't show that.
Yeah. They just
Depends how
it's-
gory they want to get, I guess. But so the lady has a triple chainsaw, and she is standing
triple.
organized like sardines right behind Jace, and she swipes at him, somehow misses. I'm really not sure how the fuck you screw that up, but luckily Jace is okay. He did not get chainsawed.
Well,
Oh
she had
boy,
to
that
talk
sure is
shit before
fortunate for him.
swiping.
I don't even think talking shit would have. She could talk shit. She the swipe she does. I don't know
This
how
is
the
a
hell
really,
she misses.
This is a really
Oh.
big weapon. This is
That's true, yeah.
They show he
I feel like
really
she probably shouldn't have catchphrased him, and then she probably would have gotten that hit.
Well, I think she
No,
would have
it's
gotten it
just
anyway.
plot armor.
All he does is sidestep to
It's just
turn,
plot armor.
and then he moves his like
Well, no.
head back.
Well, she alerted him to her presence by saying, "Oh, doesn't it suck to lose a loved
Yeah,
one?"
yeah,
She
yes,
should have
yes,
just
yes,
pulled
yes,
that
yes,
sucker
yes.
out and got him.
Absolutely,
Yeah, we
you're
heard
totally
you,
right.
but
She would have insta-murked him, but she also would have done it the way she did it.
Yes.
Okay.
There's no way he's surviving. He turns around to spot that she's doing it right as she's doing it. Like he's not prepared to move that far away. She's got him. But hey, this is not the first instance of severe plot armor we've had in Arcane as a series. So, you know, it's happened before.
Have we talked about sorry, unless I blanked out for some reason, have we talked about how she was able to get in?
I suppose that's something we can talk about later, because we don't have all the information on that yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
For
not
now, we'll leave a big old question mark on how that could have happened, but we'll talk. It'll happen. No worries.
Sure.
So a flare goes up, presumably to signal the support that is about to arrive for these bad men. We have several enforcers very cleverly closing the distance with the chainsaw lady, and then missing their shots so that they can be murdered. The classic.
Great. Awesome. Love
They don't have
to see this
faces,
incredible
though.
competence.
They're wearing helmets, which means that they're more likely to die.
No, they
They're
have
just
Which
here to
means
faces.
they're
die.
basically guaranteed to
Oh,
die.
no, a
No, they got
couple of them
faces.
do. Yeah, that's right. But most
Yeah.
of them don't.
Get to see
The
him
first
go,
victim has got a face.
Yeah.
I have
Redshirted
a-
Forces.
Yeah, but most of
I have a
them
gun. I can't hit her. I'm moving closer. There was one of them who has like a little inky dinky baton, and the psycho killer woman with a massive chainsaw that's glowing and everything. He's just
Well,
like, I'm gonna be the one to take.
What a
her out."
hero.
This is
you
my
know?
day. I'm feeling
What
good.
a his heart was in the right place.
he was like,
and now
"I'm
it's in
gonna
a separate
get ya."
place because he was
Mm.
chainsawed.
But he couldn't quite get the kill shot.
Yeah.
We see Caitlyn grabs a rifle off an enforcer, which I thought was kind of funny. Like, excuse me, get your own.
It's just standing there.
I did that.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't using it. He was just standing around, not doing anything.
Yeah, he hasn't quite accepted the situation yet, I suppose.
His
but...
face.
like, "Hmm?"
He's working on
Hey.
processing.
Then we get a big old blimp type thing, and it shoots out a whole bunch of Shimmermans.
Whoa.
A
Here they
blimp?
come. I don't know if it's
And
a
a
blimp
Shimmer
or not.
Big Daddy,
It's like-
too.
Airship.
So there's like an airship involved now? What the fuck? How is this a thing?
Well, it came in real fast and real under the clouds. Slash. Well, I mean, we can have a conversation now. I guess it's not like a huge deal of how
I mean, we can.
how did these fellas get in here? Well, how far do we want to go here? There's information in episode 3 that gives us,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
I think it's
I don't
safe
see how
to-
anything in episode
Go ahead.
3 would make it so that they could get an airship in like this.
you don't think anything in episode 3 would help explain it.
The airship in particular, the fact that they have one they could get it in like this, that no one would notice, that there would be nobody who would like. I don't know how you could arrange this to be something that happens or is allowed to happen that's this prominent.
That's why I think the topside enforcers are kind of in on it. Not all of them.
All of
but
them?
Enough. No, not all of them. Just enough of them to slip some of the shit by.
An airship by?
Well, to get it ready in the air and everything. Yeah.
You know, very
To get an
with very
entire airship in the
conveniently,
air?
very conveniently placed and positioned clouds is all you need. They probably
They
also...
definitely want you to buy that the clouds were instrumental in its secrecy.
yeah.
It
It's
must have been it had to have been hiding in the clouds the entire time, with nobody noticing it, or no one having seen it lift off beforehand from anywhere, or take off, or is there a place for it in Zon that wouldn't be instantly spotted by anyone in Piltover? Because
So
it's a
the
big old
clouds was
ship.
a paid actor.
we know there's a lot
They
of
paid him.
air traffic in Piltover, even since the first episode, right? Like the older times in season 1. What I guess I'm saying is like the presence of an airship alone is not going to surprise anybody, but it'll be surely they're all catalogued and tracked. You'd think by some kind of
And
traffic
this is like
control.
an evil looking one too. It's got like the
well,
Well, 'cause it's
you
got
know,
sharp edges, that means it's an evil one.
yeah, it is.
there's there is corruption within the enforcers, and there is assistance from a large power. I just don't know if it should be mentioned now or not. I don't think it's going to spoil anything to just say it now, right? Who's behind this?
Might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be Mbessa.
Sure.
So, well, it is Mbessa. She is definitely behind this organization. Helped to facilitate
I think,
it.
yeah, a very stupid shot in this episode is enough to give it away.
That it's Mbessa or the cloud thing? What are you talking about?
Mbessa, when
Mhm.
they're talking about who did this. and
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just,
no,
you
that's-
know,
Oh,
That-
right.
Oh yeah, and then
that
the
was
camera
not
just
subtle.
shows her.
We'll get there.
no.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah,
That was
like
really funny.
that is the logic for how they've managed to get in, is that Mbessa / any corrupted enforcers would have facilitated these fellas getting through security
Mhm.
checks, etc.
Yes.
It's just lucky that this guy didn't get tackled immediately while he was approaching Mel with a gun in his hand.
Well,
that
it's
is
also
facing
just-
the crowd.
Like I said, if
I
I
think
had
we're
yelled,
establishing very quickly the enforcers
Yeah.
are extremely incompetent often.
yes,
Yeah, because Vi just goes over those rail guards and she just kind of starts talking to these two guys that stop her, but she doesn't yell out.
well,
It's
so
like, there's a
Vi
guy
had
with a
said,
gun.
yeah, that enforcer is got a gun. Anything, fire in a theater. The kind of thing. It's so weird they
Yeah.
didn't let her shout something, and it makes you think like, well, they
And
couldn't,
apparently
'cause-
she is somewhat of a legend to some of them, so they'll probably listen and at least have a look, right? Her,
Well,
her words
So
have
people
some...
would just like everyone would
reality
notice that
is-
there's clearly a man with a gun.
Doesn't
on
even
the
matter,
It's
stage.
very
to be honest,
strange
but
for him to be
Automatically,
approaching the
no.
stage anyway, but you can clearly see the gun. It would be like, what the fuck is he
Yeah.
doing?
Mm-hmm.
But I actually take more issue with the chainsaw lady and Jace than I do with the awesome man with a gun. But hey,
I want
Also,
to point
if-
out a little bit of an inconsistency too with Nose Girl. When she's wearing the hood at first, before she walks up to Jace, she has a nose. Then she just doesn't anymore.
Oh,
And
really?
so she
Really?
walks
When
up to
she
Jace,
turns
she
to
has a
get in?
nose.
Before she walks up to Jace and she's seen over that overall panning shot and everything, she has a nose. And then when she walks behind Jace, suddenly her nose is like concealed again.
Okay, I'll have to trust you
Oh,
on that.
Yeah.
this is, yeah. I don't know how far her little thingy, her little nostril cover extends.
I mean, anyway, the fight continues. It's gonna get real action packed. Go ahead.
Oh boy.
Also, like, if sorry, I keep mispronouncing her name. Ambassa was sort of orchestrating this, and she sort of made this deal with the Zon people. This woman, wouldn't there be like clear instructions whom to like kill off and who they were not allowed to touch? Because this woman is obviously her main motivation is to, off Jace, but that would be very, very big no-no for Ambassa because he's the main Hextech guy.
That's
That would
actually
be
a very
huge
good point.
loss.
Oh,
It is a pretty good
right.
point. But yeah,
Yeah.
Mel being spared makes plenty of sense. Jace, on the other hand, I don't know.
Well, she would just have to count on her fucking up.
Yeah.
Basically.
Just again and again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is not something Ambessa ensures, because she's not in the fight for the majority of it. Neither are her men.
No, well,
Yeah.
she waits until a specific point to intervene, but like jumping ahead, Jace gets saved by not Ambessa. She gets saved. He gets saved by Vi when he's about to
which
get
is an
killed.
outlier in this plan from what we can understand.
Well, there's
Oh,
no
wow.
way that she'd be able to account for this. There's just a
Right.
lot that she can't account for in this
Mhm.
situation.
I tried to take a screenshot of the nose thing you mentioned, but when I try to use light shot, Netflix goes black. So
I'll
light
get
shot
it.
is yeah.
I'll get it.
Oiled you again.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, the Shimmermans arrive, and we've got, like, Veronica Shimmerman. He's a big ol' tank iron creature thing. He's larger than we've likely ever seen before. Horrifying. What we're gonna do. And their intro, when they land, they very instantly kill, like, 6 enforcers. It's just like, dead, dead.
Instantly.
And
It doesn't. They don't have faces though. So it's
it
fine.
does a great job of showing just how lethal, threatening, fast, and horrifying these guys are. And so our heroes are in a rough state right now. We're gonna have to do some real clever fighting to get them out of this situation. Best of luck, of course. So, how does everything?
I feel like you got subtext there in what you said.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay,
I
I'm
don't know what
excited.
you're
Anyway.
talking
yeah.
about either.
All right, let's
Bringing,
go.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Let's
That's a
get
different
going.
person.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, there you go.
That's a different person.
that's not the outfit she's wearing.
That's a total.
Jazz.
Not
yeah,
the
it's
same
totally
person.
different
Okay,
veil.
never mind then.
No, totally different veil.
Oh, you
dude.
fool.
You fool!
Get rid of the tinfoil hat, does. It's just
There's
damaging
sort of a
your
nose.
brain.
Scrunch it up and eat it.
Because when
No,
when
different
Chainsaw
outfit.
Lady
No,
walks,
you're right.
Well, because when Chainsaw Lady does walk by, you do get a bit of a profile where she sort of has a nose, but I don't know how large her schnoz is with the metal thing on it. So I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know
I
for
just
certain.
made a mistake. It's just a
Yeah, it's all
different
good.
person. Never mind.
So, we have, after the killing of a bunch of enforcers, it's like, alright, so Vi comes in with, I think she's got a fire extinguisher, she hits the back of one of the Shimmer lads, and he hits her down pretty much straight away, and then goes to swipe at her, and she dodges, and then we cut over to Jace. Now, the thing for me is, like, cutting away from that is a bit of a deal for me, because I feel like she's gonna lose. These guys are super fast, and they can just kill you with one
she's
swipe.
unarmed.
They're like,
They
they
don't
got, like,
have her gauntlets.
and they have like this was actually something we brought up in season 1 as a bit of a problem. They're really powerful, such that even Jace with his hammer, it's a bit of a stretch that he does as well as he does against them. There's some good stuff in that
Vi's
fight sequence for
more-
sure. Yeah, Vi with her
Vi's
gauntlets
more,
I can
so
buy
she
better
makes
as well,
more
but
sense.
it's just that like this is gonna be tough to help me buy this, and to cut away I'm like, all right. Like, I guess I'll have
I
to
see what you did there.
I'll have to assume it all worked out for her, I guess. We have now moved up to the stage. Chainsaw Lady is continuously swiping at Jason. He's picked up a guardrail thing as a way to block her. It would seem
Very helpful.
there are just no enforcers left to be able to help him. Unfortunately, very busy with the Shimmermans, I think we should probably assume. In any case,
Mhm.
you know what? I don't think he needs them.
What?
He blocks the chainsaw, moves it to the side, and tears out one of her Bane tubes. Like the
Bane tubes.
Is a good way to describe it.
and
I like Bane tubes.
I was kind of happy with this in terms of like, yeah, he's not shit. He can, even if you have a chainsaw, you know, he's still gonna have some moves. And doing that, I actually thought prematurely maybe that this fight is over, because either you're Jace and you sprint away, or you finish her off, because she's on the floor. Basically, she's dropped the chainsaw. She's going blah 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 with the goo flowing out. You know, this is the time to finish her.
Jace has already grabbed it. That's how he stopped it. Like before, he was holding on to the non-blade part, to stop her
Yeah.
from hitting him. So he already had his hands all over it.
Well, and just think of your options, right? You would either push the thing away so that she can't have it, or pick it up yourself and use it on her, or continue to just get her in a headlock, break her neck, strangle her out, punch her more until she's down, or,
Rip
like
the
I
other
said,
tube out,
sprint
yeah.
in the complete opposite direction such that she has no chance of catching up to you. He does not opt
Oh,
for
yeah.
any of these options.
Like, I would at least buy that he would try to grab the weapon. Maybe not so much beat with his bare hands. He doesn't quite seem the type, but he doesn't even do that. So
He opts for an option that I would consider possibly one of the worst things he could have done.
yes, exactly.
He allows
Oh,
her
yeah,
to
if
recover,
you're-
and he moves a couple meters away and hides behind a box.
Yeah, it's a bit
If
dumb.
you're
shit.
her,
Child.
like jackpot.
But his silly decisions aren't over yet.
Oh god, Jesus.
Anyway,
You would think he made a mistake here. It's like, okay, no way he's gonna make another dumb mistake. That would be dumb. That would be cringe.
so the
but,
counselors are being poured into a carriage. I think we've got an unconscious, or at least damaged. I think Mel is in there.
I thought you
with
meant like a
clockwork.
liquid, like they were in a cup and they were being poured into a cup. Like, what the fuck?
It's a defensive move for the counselors. They
They
turn to liquid when under attack.
Did you know that counselors adopt the shape of their container when in stress?
So they're in the carriage, and we see Maddie pops off a smoke bomb, which is super interesting. I think what we're supposed to take from that is it's
What
defensive.
a bizarre move.
I think it's supposed to be defensive for the carriage. Unfortunately, this is generally speaking, your friendlies right now have guns, and the enemies are all melee related. Like they're all like smoke bombs. Generally speaking, is going to benefit the enemy right now.
Yeah. For sure.
It's a good point, actually.
Because it just sort of like lands in a spot and it's
Yeah, I don't even know what she fired it at.
And I'm thinking, like, what's going on? Why did you do that? Is it just like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I've got it.
But
might as
I
well
mean,
use it.
hey, she's panicking. Maybe if she'd shot it like directly under the carriage, there's actually some viability in terms of just hopefully they don't realize this is where we are. But yeah, she fires it off somewhere, and well, that's that. Anyway, off they go. But a Shimmerman boops them, and off the carriage goes. Oh no! Will the counselors
no.
survive? And then, before you can even think about what's going to happen with that, Caitlin gets personally manhandled and tackled by a Shimmerman and is not dead. It's amazing, actually.
But they
not
instantly
squashed into
killed all the other
paste.
ones, though.
This is kind of what I get out of that. It's just like, come on, you showed us insta kills, and then when it's a main character, they're not allowed. Like, you got to do something else. Just do something. You don't need to do this.
Yeah.
Just do something else.
What should I do, boss? Should I hold mode or toss mode? There's only two choices.
But before he can get his kill strike, Vi grabs him by the helmet and sort of does I don't know what the move is called, but when you weight yourself like such that you're high up and then back down to throw him down and smash his helmet into the ground, which
That's
works
the
out.
Vengeful Willy.
The Stone
The
Cold
Vengeful
Stunner.
Willy.
That was not a
Yeah,
stone
that's the Vengeful Willy.
Wow.
Vengeful, very.
I would have thought Mel would know. That's
Willy.
got to be a wrestling thing, right? The Vengeful Willy.
I mean, it didn't really look like a wrestling thing. You
Also,
were describing like
Vi's
you were describing like a DDT or something, but I guess like something like that. I don't know.
Vi's feet are hitting the ground like really fast before she leaps into the air. That was kind of funny looking.
Wow. Making fun of the animation.
Wow.
Vi, with her strength, manages to pull off the valve here. Not sure about that. I get that you're strong, woman, but that is a tough one. But she does anyway, and it fucks up this kind gentleman. He's unable to continue his murder spree.
Just wanted to hug, a shimmer hug.
And Caitlin offers her a hand to get up. And
Isn't it? Sorry, I'm just annoyed by this because she just rips it out. It's clearly a thing you turn. Why don't just turn it open and open it up like this, and make it sense? Make it make
cinematic.
sense.
Okay, that's
No, it's not cool.
Yeah, like
She can do
just
that,
awkwardly
but she can do that
spinning it
with
around
her
would be...
gauntlets.
So, we see a Shimmerman, the big Shimmerman, heading toward the carriage. He is as much as 2 to 3 meters away from it. It's very horrifying right now because if he gets in there and he wipes out the remainder of the Piltover leadership, that's going to have huge repercussions. So Vi says, you, Caitlin, go protect the council people, and I am going to be right back. I find this very much... the editor probably couldn't do anything about this. This is definitely on the writers. But to show us essentially the Hulk is meters from the carriage, and then to not show us Caitlin immediately firing, you should just be firing in this whole scene. Just boom, 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 onto his weak spots, his little pipes. And so like it's awkward. It's kind of not good. They're like discussing what the plan will be when right in front of them right now could be the end of the 3 council people. So what's odd to me is just like, one, Caitlin's not acting probably in character as she would be right now, but neither is Vi. The idea, so to be clear, Vi is going to go up Piltover's capital tower to get Jace's hammer, bring it back down, and use that to overcome. Specifically, ends up being an attempt to overcome the Hulkman, who's after the council people. Now, I would say that if I were her in this scenario, or rather either of them, I'd be like, listen, their plan, but there's no time. We can't do that plan.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's no way you'll be able to get there and back, and everybody still be fine.
Yeah, there's no way. Obviously,
It's
we're doing
so
the
far
thing
away.
where she comes back just in time. It's like, nah. The thing is, we don't really exactly know where this is and like to where we are right now. But the way the camera goes, it looks like up to the tower. And I think what we figured out is that his workshop is like farther up in the thing, right?
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm still not 100% sure. I'm very sure it doesn't make any, like, time-wise, it just doesn't check out one way
It's
or
like
another.
you said, Metal, the shot shows like the building and kind of higher up in the building. That,
Yeah.
I feel like you just standard sort of, television film vocabulary is that's where she's got to go. But that's really far away.
I mean, it's
Logically,
gonna take
it
ages to get to the building, let alone get up the building.
Yeah, get up there.
The best, like, case scenario, at least it's gonna be like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
That's
time.
probably
Yes.
generous.
Well, when people are killing each other,
This is an entire... Right, this would be like 3 missions in Dishonored all strung together. What she's trying to essentially attempt to do on the fly.
Right.
Also,
I had to step away. I was listening on my phone. The whole Caitlyn thing, not shooting, it's just her incompetence is solved if they just have her shoot and she has no ammo, and she has to like look
she
around
needs
for
to get
ammo,
more ammo. Yeah, that'll be,
or
that'll
she's
be a
just
way to
out
do
of it.
that.
She needs to go and get some.
Yeah.
Because he's like, without bullets for my gun, I'm obviously useless against this creature. I need to go get more bullets.
There's also
Unfortunately,
smoke everywhere.
they didn't think about that.
Yeah,
and they instead put Caitlyn on pause all the way, like for a long time. We'll highlight it, but I saw mentioned character not acting optimally, therefore bad. You're better than this, guys. This is Hulk Machine Man. I don't know what else to call him. Shimmerman Hulk. Veronica. Here he is, and as you can see, this camera pan shows this is the counselors. So you could say he is within range of fucking them up beyond all recognition. And they show that Vi and Caitlyn see this. This is not too far away from them, and that's what prompts Vi to get the weapon, and she says to Caitlyn, defend the council people. The idea that it is simply not behaving optimally for Caitlyn to not shoot here is batshit crazy.
in
my opinion.
And also, I love how Vi says the line. Caitlyn sort of answers, and during that, she's sort of like, while saying the line, she drops the weapon. She is aiming it, and then she just... It's so weird.
What's interesting is she could be shooting right now, and it could be annoying the Hulk creature, but not stopping him, and that would be fine. Like I don't need to that she would defeat him. I just need to know that she's acting in best interest of her values, but she's not. She's on pause. It's very odd, and she will be on pause for a
she
while.
Seems to be able to. She seems to be able to bullseye a lot of little weak points in this bad boy. So it's like,
Oh, she is Well, her shot on like Savika's arm in the first season.
Oh
and
yeah,
her
no, she is
contest and everything,
established to be the
she's-
best shot there is.
Yeah,
I would-
when she misses a shot,
Someone's just highlighted, by the way, and I wouldn't want to go this far, but it is a little bit like the fact that Vi sees this situation and it says "get the counselors out of here" is like that's a death sentence. You understand that, right? Like that creature, Caitlyn's got to get the perfect bullseye on destroying it before it gets to her, when it is the most threatening thing I think we've seen in this universe so far.
Mhm.
Like-
Also, can like Vi get into the castle or whatever without like problem? I mean, I think
Well, so
Vi.
I've been there before.
we can talk about that next, I suppose. We're just getting over that sort of bit there.
do it.
Yeah.
We can, yeah. I mean, there's a couple of things that happen, but we can just do Vi's side of the story first, then we'll go to Jace. So she will run up the tower, then she will bump into a man who drops the keys in order to justify how she can get to the weapons, because of course they
Oh.
would be hidden behind
Okay.
locks. And then she gets the hammer, Jace's hammer, and runs all the way back down, and then uses it to try and essentially save the day. She does save Jace's life with it. Timing wise, we'll get to it in a second, but of course, one of the first questions would be, did she know what room to go to? I guess she did.
The answer is yes, she did.
And
Or she was really quick when she was looking.
Or she asked
When
someone
she
and they
was
said,
running
that's
back
the
and
room up
forth.
there.
Yeah.
did she predict that she was going to run into that guy, or like?
No, that was
I guess she
incredibly
thought
lucky,
she just
because
encountered.
That was just pure luck.
if she hadn't run
Yeah,
into him
did
and he
she
hadn't
think
dropped
that it
his
would just
keys,
be an
like,
unlocked
yeah,
room?
she would have had to have gone to the room,
So what
realized
was
it's
her
locked,
OG
and then be
plan?
fucked. Well, she would... She goes there, the door's locked, and then she yells, "Is anyone here? Can anyone unlock the door?"
Mhm.
No.
And that's of course assuming she can make it that far without all of the security going off in this building,
Yes.
and with all the enforcers running around, because there's an attack going on outside and
Yes.
down below. Actually, I say down below. It looks like the building is actually a fair distance away from
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
where the memorial is being held.
I mean,
Like I say, this is like 3 Dishonored missions, like in a row, getting in, going there, getting
Yeah,
out,
pretty
stealthing
much.
through. Like this is nothing short of madness that she is able to accomplish this.
Yes.
That she had to decide between doing all that and just jumping the guy. she,
Was she...
She
I mean, you
made,
see
that's the
something
thing, I
that
think...
big, she ain't gonna be able to jump on that.
Well,
And
no,
she
so that's
figures,
the
like,
thing.
yeah, it's probably gonna take a while to get to the hammer, but like, why
I actually think she
why
would
not
opt
try
to
to at
find...
least get that thing?
She would opt to find something in the battlefield she can use or distract the creature. I doubt for a million years that she would go, I'm going to go somewhere that's going to take me so long that everyone might be dead by the time I'm back.
Good luck. Good luck. Hold down the fort until I get back.
Yeah, like, for
I
me,
think that she was
Vi-
lying and she just didn't want to fight.
Vi is definitely the kind of character that would see the Veronica Shimmerman and be like, all right, like crack her knuckles
Also-
and then try to figure out how she's going to do this sort of thing. Like, I don't think she's the kind of character to be like, I can't do this. I have to go get the hammer.
yeah,
Even if
and
everyone
it
dies.
kind of seems out of character because especially she's established as someone who doesn't think; she just punches first.
Well, there's that. There's also just, why would you send yourself to get the hammer as opposed to maybe Caitlyn take her rifle and you fight the monster, you know? Like, the idea that she's
Yeah.
like, Caitlyn, deal with the Hulk monster. I'll be back. Like, what are you talking about?
What
Well,
should I
I
do?
mean,
Okay, all right,
Vi-
okay.
Well, Vi sucks with a rifle. I imagine it's like, okay, the guy,
Well, it's not
person who
about-
just has a shoot. Do
It's not
your
about his
shoot
skill
shit.
with a rifle. It's about, you got one mission, which is collect and retrieve a weapon, and the other mission is defend council people from a giant Hulk monster. Which do you think Vi would sort herself and Caitlyn into?
Well, I have to. Well, I mean, again, when it comes to Caitlyn, they have all the guards there enough to distract everybody and fight the monsters back. She probably believes that they can buy her enough time to get that thing. She
Nah,
knows it
distract-
works.
That feels a bit of an awkward one. It's like, yeah, guys,
Well,
get
no-
whittled away while I go get.
Well,
this hammer.
she probably has
Yeah.
better faith in them to keep them back. Whether it's to she knows the hammer works. I just don't see why we're so
Sacrifice
hung up
your
that
lives
it's going to
buy
take a
me
while.
time to go get the hammer. I don't know.
Oh yeah, what's she gonna do? She barely managed to take down that thing with the valve handle, even though she could have just spun it. But even so, she knows that her bare hands ain't gonna work, but she's seen that hammer and what it does. It insta kills those goddamn things. So it's like, yeah, I'll take the risk.
Her bare hands tore off the valve of a previous Shimmerman. I don't know why she wouldn't think she could do that to the big one if she gets the jump on him.
I feel like it's just the fundamental problem is you're not going to get the hammer and get back in time. There's no way.
Yeah.
Well, she's willing to try if she thinks that the forces can hold those monsters back long enough for her to do it.
Why would she
She
think
knows
that?
that it's a guaranteed
Why would they
win.
think that
Clearly-
when they
so
landed and they killed like
To be
10
clear,
of them
in episode
seconds.
8, we had, what was it, like 20 enforcers all with rifles,
Yeah,
and they got
got
annihilated.
wiped out. Yeah,
And Vi saw that.
very quickly.
And then she's seeing a return of that right here when they're getting
Well, we
annihilated.
saw it before when they landed. They wiped out like a dozen enforcers in like 10, 15 seconds. And now she's counting on... Like, it's as if she knows, well, nobody's going to die because they have names. They're good.
Yeah. The way
They'll be fine.
Vi is characterized, she would say, Caitlin, go and get Jace's hammer. Do whatever you can to get that hammer down here now. And then she'd be like, no, I have to help people. And then Vi's like, I'll take care of it. And then you'd have that moment of like, you're going to take care of that. And Vi would be like, go, get the hammer now. And it would be pretty cool as a sacrificial sort of thing of like, I'm going to do everything I can to delay that horrifying monster until you get the weapon that can probably kill it. I think this is...
distraction is a good plan now, because...
Well, if she's the one
It's Vi.
actually making the sacrifice, instead of saying, like, you guys keep them distracted while I, in safety, head off and go grab
like,
this
yeah,
weapon.
Yeah, like, to be clear, Daz,
Where's
do you
the-
think Caitlyn we would expect Caitlyn to last more than 5 seconds against Shimmer Hulk?
I mean, she seemed... Well, I think that Vi has just more faith in Caitlyn than just to be like...
So Vi
Yeah, dude.
literally just saved Caitlyn from a lesser Shimmer monster.
Uh-huh.
Like, she was about to die. He saved her life.
And now she's got to deal with a bigger one.
And Caitlyn then saved Vi to the same monster. The only reason that that Vi was able to get one over on that monster is because Caitlyn shot the blade before it stabbed Vi in the face. So it's like they trust each other to get shit done.
So
That's I think that's starting to breach into her being incredibly stupid and careless.
yeah, I wouldn't believe
So
for a
I'm
second that Vi
wondering-
would pit
There's no
Caitlyn
way,
against even an individual Shimmer monster, especially without a Hex Tech weapon.
At any point here, did we establish that the glass at front is like unbreakable or something? Because that seems like a very easy weak spot that they would probably aim for and would easily be able to break through and choke out a person or something.
We see a couple of times where they shoot the glass at the front and it can cause cracks and stuff, but I guess you need more than rifle bullets to break it.
From Vi, I would expect you would take something very heavy, just, punch it into the face, and that's it.
Well,
Doesn't
so that's
matter
the
how
thing.
big
We
or
see Vi
strong it
actually
is.
deals with them better than any other rifle in this sequence.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they should have established that, but they have now. So, like, she disables one of them, and she saves Caitlyn from one of them, and she saves herself from another direct attack from one of them. She's basically the best weapon we've got against them right now, if we don't have the hammer. Which is why, like I said, makes the most sense to me that she would send someone else to get the hammer while she tries to save people from these things, because ultimately, whoever's getting that hammer, probably not going to make it back in time.
Nope.
It was an opportunity for them to do something clever with implements that were laying around.
Yes.
Where is like
Agreed.
we've got a little we got this little grenade launcher that can launch smokes. Does it have anything else it could launch? What if we shot it point blank with that thing? What if we caused a distraction and then I got on its back and turned the valve? What if we lodged a grenade?
Well-
what if I could lodge a grenade onto it and then you shot the grenade from a distance?
There's
Things
the
of that
clever
nature.
sort of things like that, but you could also, I mean, this is taking the story a different direction, but what if Caitlyn did disable with Vi one of the Shimmer people, and then their Shimmer tank is, leaking out, and it's like, you could take that drug right now, and it'll make you faster, stronger, and
yeah.
better, but
Mm.
you'll also potentially start getting addicted to it. Like, that could be a decision that Vi ends up making to save them here. sort of thing.
Mhm.
That would be interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could also, obviously, from a disabled
lot of
shimmer
stuff that
person,
they've
try
done,
to
too.
use their weaponry against the others. The lady with the chainsaw, maybe that's an effective weapon. I'm not sure a chainsaw would be that great against these guys, but maybe, just you could rewrite it such that she
It's
has a
pistol
weapon
chainsaw, yeah.
that would be useful on them. Yeah, there's lots of ways to approach
Yeah,
writing
they
this.
got that one there.
Not a
Like,
huge fan of how they
Vi's-
do it.
Vi's logic here is equivalent of me going right now. I need to grab a drink. I need to run down to the nearest market, buy one, come back before this sequence is over. Before
Best
we
of luck
finish
with
talking
that.
about this
Like,
sequence.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
think
be real quick.
a lot of people would watch this were just like, "Holy fuck!" She was running fast, I guess, because
There's what she knows she can do.
Yeah, teleport equipped.
that's what
obviously.
what. When I said running fast, I didn't mean literally a fast runner. I mean the Flash, which she is
I got
not. So anyway, we get to see what Jace's decision was in terms of all those alternatives he had. He, like I said, went a few meters away and hid behind this box, which feels like a really odd choice that has now completely removed his advantage because it's just hide and seek with a lady with a chainsaw, which maybe
Like
not
she's
going to
probably
end well.
going to find you eventually. As opposed to
Also,
you ran off.
why didn't he
you
just
ran
keep
away.
running? Why didn't he keep
Yeah.
running? Yeah.
You can outrun her. She's holding a massive weapon. Like you can outrun her.
No,
Yeah,
well,
that's
yeah.
why
Not only is
in
she going to
high
be,
heels.
not only will she be slower than you, she can't use it at range. So you'll be fine.
Exactly. So get away. Now's the time to just run off. Why
But
did he do this? Well, we know why he did it.
Yes, keep the fight going. So he
Yeah.
finds a little hammer, just standard hammer, and he's like, "All right, well, I guess I'll be using this." And we cut over to the council people in the carriage where Hulkman has arrived. What's going to happen here? He peels off the door and he picks out Maddie. Now, I guess it's time to say goodbye to Maddie. We didn't get to know her very well. It's a bit unfortunate, but when a Hulk Shimmerman picks you up,
It is a shame.
he's holding her by the leg.
Recording.
Like, that leg is fucked,
Yeah.
and he's probably going to execute her in a second. But I will say, it's a bit lucky. Of all the people he could have selected, if he had chosen Clockwork Lady, that would have been another vote in the council completely down. Salo, the repercussions of picking him would have been huge, especially Mel, if he had picked her. But he picked the driver.
Salo up. He's like, "Oh, this one's broken."
Yeah. And he just kind of holds her in the air for a while.
Well, we can figure out exactly how long, because he picks her up, and then we have the other enforcer guy, sees this
Ocean
happening,
Man.
looks around, spots an axe, and so then has to pick up the axe, get out, and then sprint to attack this guy. And in all that time, he did nothing with Maddie.
Yeah.
He is
I mean,
lucky.
bear in mind, something that emphasizes how long this takes is that once he picks her up, we cut back to Jace. We
Mhm.
cut back to him in the middle of this, dealing with Chainsaw Lady. What the hell?
Who he hits with a hammer. Yes, you got her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
He drops the hammer.
and then watches her recover very slowly.
Yeah, instead of
And
just
even
keeping
grin
her
at
going.
him menacingly. So
Like,
it's like,
just
okay,
keep
hit her
going.
again, and
Yeah.
again, and
then
again.
he dropped the hammer.
Now,
It's
Better
like
unlocked.
there are
Better
a,
some
unlocked,
layers.
and then
there are a
it
lot of
stops.
options one has here, and he chooses none of the optimal ones,
Yeah,
and
he
instead
drops the hammer and runs off.
he gets finned. Unfortunately,
Yeah, I don't know why we're doing these sorts of injuries, because when you show a chainsaw going through someone's back, I feel like it'd be like, oh, you're done. Like,
Yeah, I
shit,
kind of lost my
Like-
legs now.
Ripperoonie. Yeah,
That's what I thought they were
Ripperoonie
going
died.
with this. I thought he was going to be a wheelie chair man.
No.
out of
I don't
No,
know.
it was
Like,
just a jump scare.
look at this injury. How is his spine?
Yeah, and he's
Slash.
crawling and everything. He's way down.
But it's just a flesh wound.
Yeah, just
Yeah, don't worry about
general recommendation for any writer: if you show a character get slashed in the spine, please commit to some kind of spinal injury instead
Yeah.
of no. It's
Especially
just,
don't slow mo it.
yeah, of course,
Don't
because
slow-mo it if it's not a
cinematic
big deal.
language-
drama.
tells us that Jace is in a fucking bad way now. This is
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
Yep.
you slowed it down. You
His
have
legs
the
don't work no more.
noise.
Yeah, but turns out that the lady's really shit with chainsaws, and it's not a deep wound, I guess.
Yeah.
It
Turns out
looks
there are
like
no
a deep wound,
repercussions.
though.
All right,
Like
then.
it kind of
Okay.
looks like it's
Lucky
deep
for
enough.
him. They're
No,
also
don't
sure
worry
as
about
shit
it.
is.
I know he's a chongo, but did all of the muscle on the back, is that like is that
He's got some
protecting his
extreme
spine?
back muscles
Yeah.
for a nerd.
I also think they do some cheating with the editing here, and there's a reason, as Fringy just mentioned, we cut away from the Maddie thing so that maybe we'll forget that she should be dead. But I want
Yeah,
it
exactly.
noted: Chainsaw Lady just did this. Jace has fallen to the ground. She is at most 2 meters away from him. I wonder where they'll be when we
Yep.
next see them.
Surely not. I mean,
'cause,
right
yeah,
where
we-
they were left, right? 'Cause
No,
he can't-
we're cutting away.
But just
Oh,
after
okay.
those two quick events, Vi has reached the room she wanted to get to. Holy shit. That was fast.
Yay!
She's in moving of speeds excess of 100 miles an hour.
We need to study her
Moving
legs.
around at the
In a
speed of
straight line.
sound, got places to go. I don't know the lyrics after that.
Gonna fuck up my sister.
And so, yeah, we cut back to Maddie, who he's still considering killing. He's thinking about it. He's like, I'm gonna get you. Then he charges up his kill move.
of cute. I don't know if I want to kill her.
And before he can strike, other guy comes in with the axe and annoys him. And he's like, what the fuck you doing with my leg?
Why would he even need to charge up a kill move? All he needs to do is just
Crush her?
slam her down, just like like throw it down on the ground, and that's it.
It'd be kind of neat if Maddie didn't lose her grenade launcher and started like trying to fight back and shoot him in the dome. Maybe that'd delay him long enough. I'd believe
Absolutely,
that.
yeah. You'd want to
Yeah,
use all
that'd be
these sorts of
something,
things.
Absolutely.
But they showed her dropping it. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
actually-
exactly. If
they-
she
they
didn't
made
drop
an
it and used
emphasis
it,
on
I'd
her
believe
losing
this
it.
way more.
Yeah, but no.
So in response, the guy gets knocked over in a way that's like the rubble moves him. It's kind of acceptable to me.
Yeah.
It looks a
Yeah,
little like
it's okay.
but
It's
it looks
fine.
alright.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
before he's given the kill shot himself, ooh, who comes in but Shieldman with a shield. And
This
he got a
is
shield.
lucky. This is
Yes.
lucky. Is
Well,
what this is.
there's a little more than lucky. I'm not sure this is possible.
He's also
With-
very
yeah.
strong. He's a strong boy.
This thing is pretty
Uh,
big. They actually
yeah. So
Thing is
first of all,
huge.
yes, it's lucky that he's even in a position to block it with the shield, but also like, dude, look at this.
Yeah, you can do this.
Like, I know you're a chongo, but he's an ultra chongo.
He's a methed
He
up
is so
chongo.
large. He's so large.
he
He's
is
very big.
he's not small. You could say that, yeah. Relatively.
He's
But
like-
gargantuan.
he also makes a tactical blunder, Veronica Shimmerman. He instead, after hitting his first arm on the shield, he puts the second arm on the shield as well. If you just come in from the side, Mini Vander there's fucked.
Yeah,
Look,
That's
he's
right.
he's
Yeah,
too,
or try to
he's
pull the
too-
shield away
arm.
from him.
yeah, like his arm. He could just come in on the side and punch him flying.
He's all frizzled up with the shimmer and stuff. He's not thinking.
He's not thinking.
was
He's not
not
thinking
rationally.
straight. Well, to be
yeah,
fair
he's
to
not
him,
thinking rationally.
this
He's
should have
just
worked
in-
anyway.
He's in
Yeah.
chongo mode.
Yeah. Physics
He's been,
has essentially betrayed him.
So,
Oh, yeah.
to be
He's
clear, right,
dead.
after all of this, we see gunfire. Who is it? It's Caitlyn. Where the
Oh,
fuck
she
have you
decided
been?
to-
Where have you been?
What
She
have
found
you
those
been doing?
bullets, I guess. or
What were
something.
you doing in
It's
all the
so-
time that it took for Vi to run into the building, run up the stairs, and bump into the guy in the hallway?
Dude, it's so
What
odd.
were
They
you
like
doing?
they reveal her like, aha, hero moment. It's like you weren't gone. You were here.
She was the entire time.
Where did you go?
Remember me?
Why did you leave?
Yeah.
us? And like Rag said, I feel like this is solved if she clearly shows a click or whatever to signify that she's out of
Yeah.
ammo, and then Vi says, "I'll get the hammer,
Well,
you
you
get
missed-
ammo, and we'll meet back." Even that, without all the other criticisms. But no, she was sent to protect the council people, and apparently was put on pause until now.
That would be a neat
Well,
scene.
are
to
the council
show,
people completely out of the fight yet?
Well, they're in the
they're in the
carriage.
carriage
Still in
still.
the carriage. Yeah, they're just
So have they been wheeled out of this scene?
No, this scene
No, they're
kind
in
of
the
dealt with that,
carriage,
right?
yeah.
Like he's next to the carriage and he was killing Maddie on top of it.
and now he's been moved because he followed Fishman.
Yeah, which is fine,
Mhm.
but it's just that where the fuck was Caitlyn this whole time?
Yeah,
Just
because it's like if
kill
the council were completely brought out of the fight, you could at least believe that she managed to get them out and then came back. But I don't really know yet.
Yeah, and I'm guessing the gas, tear gas stuff was because to have this shot with Caitlyn, just
Yeah,
so stupid.
super cool.
Dude, that's so funny though
And
that if
why
the
aren't
tear
they-
gas from, or rather just gas in general, the smoke from Maddie made it so that Caitlyn couldn't shoot anything. Like this shot
I
here,
can't
it's like,
fucking see.
She
You
comes in and her
dumb
eyes are
fuck.
watering like crazy.
yeah.
There's too much in the way. I
So-
can't see.
Also, what's the point of this gas? Even though normal people aren't affected at all, they're not
I think it's
coughing.
just
they're
Well,
not-
Smoke
it's
for
just
cover
smoke,
is a
right?
thing. It's just that it's, as we
Yeah.
said, it makes no
Okay.
sense in terms of like it's benefited the bad guys more than the good guys,
Yeah.
Yeah.
even though it's a good guy, Smoke. So we cut back
Up on
to
the stage.
Jace,
Yeah.
and he's
Look at him
now
go.
at the podium. How did that happen?
Oh.
Where's
Maybe
Chem
maybe the
Lady?
podium moved closer. To him.
the podium crawled to Jace. I'm gonna save you, buddy.
I'll
So
get you.
a little bit odd, but I guess she's monologuing. That's probably what she's doing. Like,
Yeah.
I got you now, buddy. You thought you were gonna beat me? Yeah, she's slow walking, you know. Not saying much.
Mhm.
But she's
Just
enjoying the
enjoying it.
victory. She's breathing it in. She's like, I got you now. And she says, for my son. So if it was unclear to Jace why this is happening, it ain't anymore. However,
Mhm.
before she can execute him, we see that
No.
Vi has arrived with the hammer. Holy fuck, that was
Yay.
fast, but here she is.
Lucky.
Really
Oh,
that is,
fucking fast.
If she was
that is
5
not
seconds,
possible.
If she was 5 seconds late, that would have been the end of Jace.
Yep.
Yep.
Now we
You-
need to
she's
pay.
just gotta be
that
really
would be
annoyed.
really bad, as not to mention, that would have been really bad for Ambessa's plan. If that had,
Yep.
if she had
Oh, yeah.
succeeded.
You'd think Ambessa would have had a failsafe for that, but nope. Anyway,
Well,
this
you figured that this would be the time that she comes in and helps, right? Because I was standing on the sidelines. Now it's the time to jump into action.
save the man
that
who
would be
knows how to
cool
make
if-
Hextech weapons now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the stuff that you really want for your war.
Now,
Oh, it would be so interesting if Ambessa was the one who jumped in here, and it would sort of seem like she's like protecting her people, but in reality, she's like stopping the plan from her own plan from like
yeah.
sort of
Yeah.
de-escalating.
Yeah, if
this
Ambessa stopped this would
Would
have been
be
better.
really cool, and the reveal of like her being behind the plan would hit a lot harder if that happened.
It would add. It would remove an element of, like, it's a really dumb element of the plan as it stands right now, and that would be removed by her personally being the one
Yeah,
to watch.
there's
over
lots of fixes you
Jace.
can have here.
Mhm.
We're
Yeah.
not getting many of them.
But right here, this is just like the worst outcome. It's just like, damn, man,
Speaking of
fucking
that,
lucky.
Fringy, this
Yeah.
shot fired from Vi is going to annihilate good old, not kill, but very much harm to the point of she's being out of the game. Baron lady, she puts her little chainsaw in front of it, I guess, to try and soften the blow. But as they show us, it electrifies you and fucks you up. We know this.
Well, yeah,
It killed the boy.
Well, what happened
Mm.
last,
Oh,
yeah, that's what
essentially,
happened
it's-
last
yeah.
season.
It's pretty
Exactly.
destructive. Now, I'd like to direct you to this image.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Jace is
wow.
right there, man.
Does anyone remember where Jace is right now? He is right
Uh,
here.
I think somewhere behind that ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, this shot
Oh, sorry, I
will
mean,
cinch it.
in
We've
the
got
ball.
skeletonized.
Oh wow.
When they drew this, when they animated this, did they not notice? Like, so she's fucked, but Jace is okay.
It's
Plot
funny
armor
to see the
prevails.
skeleton when she's basically touching Jace. Jace is closer than she is, really.
We
I
have
guess
season
Jace
3
is more
callback.
grounded.
And
Yes.
Jace is dust.
Jace is fine. He's fine. It's okay. In fact, I think this healed his spinal injury.
No,
Oh yeah,
Maybe.
it's one of those abilities in a video game where if it touches an ally, it heals them. If it touches an enemy, it damages them, and it just knows which is which. And it's very helpful.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, they're cheating.
Yeah.
This is
There's no-
This is a cheat.
Yeah, see, look
This
at that.
is a
Like,
cheat.
That's not what. Yeah, like look at that.
There's
You
no
see
way
the
to deal with this, right?
Yeah.
She's standing on top of him, and then when she spots what's happening, all she does is turn her head, meaning she is still directly on top of him when the shot hits her. So
Also, he could have very easily be hurt with chainsaw there while this is escalating.
Oh
She
yeah,
could
Oh,
have
yeah.
dropped
Dropped
the
it on him.
chainsaw
She
like
dropped it.
not
for
impossible
a
yet, but
millisecond.
she does pull it up to use it as like a shield. That to me, I'll give a pass compared to this.
It's also the
This-
AoE right here. Yeah.
Mhm.
The whole what's doubly frustrating about this is that the concept of collateral damage and accidentally through that use of hex tech weaponry doing things that you don't intend and causing damage you don't intend is very plot and thematically relevant. And for this, they're just like, nah, it's fine.
Well, dude,
Don't
what
worry
a
about it.
what an
It's all
end to
good."
this story. At least this part of it. If Vi, in an attempt to save Jace, kills him with Hextech.
Oh god.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even. I'm saying that's a really powerful thing to have happen in the story.
No, that would have been very interesting. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
especially if it's after he approves its use.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that only applies to characters that writers don't give a shit about. So
We're in a position where there's been a heavy amount of plot armor. Now, like I said, it's not like season 1 didn't have it, and you can definitely have plot armor
That's
and be a fucking great story, but this action scene, it feels like it's only been plot armor. I've not really seen anything
Yeah.
I can celebrate other
annoying.
than, animation.
Because something
I
I
wished-
like about the scene in general is that you can see at least the urgency of the characters to try to save each other. So if we wouldn't have had all these, weird cuts and Vi making it here in time somehow and just putting all these people on pause, it could be pretty good. Like, I mean, we've been through some of the things, like be crafty with the things you have because you've been ambushed. Try to fend someone off with like the grenade launcher or anything, but yeah, as it stands, pretty flumpy.
I suppose moving on, because we're far from over on this, the action sequence, we got a couple things happening more. There's a shot here that I kind of found amusing, being that I assume it's artistic, alright, but Shimmerman Hulk has fucking grown in size. If you remember,
Oh
Yes,
shit, I didn't even notice that.
gargantuan.
Yeah.
he was he was definitely big. It's just the compare his size to Shieldman when we were just watching to now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you could squish that little dude under his thumb.
He's
He
like
he
catastrophically
used his
grown. This is bad
he used
news.
his ultimate.
Well,
he's not Hulk anymore. He's Godzilla.
yeah. I mean, the thing is now you wouldn't believe for a second that Shieldman could defend himself from this.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he's further away, meaning he's bigger than this in reference to Shieldman. It's just I don't know if this was supposed to just be a like artistic rendition to make you feel as though he's more imposing. It's just a bit of a like.
I think so.
What? I was
Yeah, I
I was
didn't
just
even
like,
notice
How the
whoa.
shots line up.
He's big chungus. But anyway, we're coming down to the finale here. Our heroes are surrounded. They don't have a huge amount of hope. Can Vi save them with Hextech is the big question, and so she begins to prep it. But unfortunately, she doesn't quite know how to use it, and so she can't get it ready. Which, it has to be said, I understand the payoff they're going for here, and I do like the angle that Jace
Yeah.
helps her operate the weapon, thus symbolically proving that he believes Hextech is a solution in this scenario. But man, it is so fucking lucky she managed to operate it to save his life. But she couldn't
Yeah.
operate
Yeah,
it here.
she
Mhm.
just used it. She just did. She just saved his life with it.
But yeah, she's
Hmm.
blah, 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 blah,
Interesting.
And, yeah, he props it up for her, corrects the thing, like does a little jitter with it to make it activate properly, and helps her aim it. They fire, but what happens at the same time too is Ambessa's people have moved in, the Noxians, and they are gonna fuck up a bunch of these Shimmermans by throwing their spears and halberds and stuff. And the shot misses.
Huh.
Which, to be fair, I did have a look at when he fires those shots in the first season. They can annihilate people. They don't seem to do anything to structures.
Mm.
So
Okay.
it not doing anything to the structure there is normal. It's just really lucky that it didn't obviously hit anyone, which you'd think they might have taken advantage of, considering the whole nature of Hextech collateral.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Mhm.
happened.
And they focus on it a lot. That shot very deliberately missing and then going and then hitting something in the background.
But yeah, the
Hmm.
threat is over. They all get annihilated by Ambessa's people, and we see her executing Chem Baron Lady as well before.
Oh, and I don't know about how a bullet can't pierce these guys, but someone throwing a spear can.
Pretty
That's a
sure
tough
they
sell.
have magic chisms on those spears. The one guy has like these runes on it.
All
You
of
He's,
see
them are
later.
magic?
he's got runes on
I-
his. I don't think anyone else's does.
I just assumed all of them have them because I
'Cause they
thought the
don't show
same
any
thing,
magical
Rags, with the. I thought the same thing with the bullets.
No, like if you slow it
'Cause they
down, you
don't-
could see they look like standard spears. There's no runes on them.
No,
Yeah,
that
and there's
sucks.
no magical effect for it. It doesn't make like that green glow that they have. But yeah, that's gonna call BS on that. That the spear can get all the way through it
But you don't want
because someone threw it.
that. You don't
instead
want
of
a spear being more powerful than a bullet, like in terms of pure force
Yeah.
to breach material, because it's going to be confusing in terms of
because
stakes.
it's going all the way through the metal and everything, and I'm like, no, and it's no, that's not how it works at all.
Well, and also it should,
Also-
if it were that they are more powerful than the rifles, then Jace should have an interest in Noxian weaponry. He'd be like, what is this? Why are your spears better than our guns? Hey, it's like Wakanda. Those fucking dumbass spears they had.
Also, my question is, where are the rest of the enforcers? Because this place seems very
that-
empty, and if Vi had a time to, run into the whatever
Mhm.
tower and run back, when you would assume they have like army of them, right?
So,
Where are they? How
I
many
would've
of them are
said-
fighting right now?
There should have been way more enforcers at the memorial. It makes no sense that there wasn't a shit ton of
Yes.
them. But then,
That
of course, yeah, we're
and-
next to the capital. As you said, if I had the time to go over there and come back, alarms would have been raised. Where are the forces? Where are they?
It's-
But yeah, they had some very
The world
clear
seems-
goals with this sequence. And it's very obvious to everybody. Ambessa has the Chem Baron lady essentially done and captured, and she executes her. That's something that should be brought up at some point, because that was a big
It is
source
something
of
that should be
information,
brought up.
and that was just wiped out. But that is
People
the
should be going,
sequence.
huh.
In totality, which is our big first action sequence of Season 2. I've been a big fan of the action in Season 1. This was disappointing.
This
Mhm.
was a pretty bad start to the action of season 2. A lot of stuff just did not make any sense whatsoever. Even character decisions are quite disappointing. The logistics doesn't match up. Way too much plot armor, kind of all around. People doing things that are certifiably superhuman. Really not at all happy with this first fight scene.
You just watched a segment from Every Frame a Pause, or EFAP. Hosted by YouTubers Mahler, Rags, and Fringy, and joined by a cycling variety of guests across the internet, they critically analyze media with exhaustive detail while pausing at every single frame. Subscribe to Mahler's channel to catch new episodes live on Saturdays, and tune into the EFAP channel to see full episodes, movie and TV commentaries, and gaming streams. You can also subscribe here to EFAP Highlights for daily highlights, supercuts, and shorts. Links to all the relevant channels can be found in the description section below, as well as links to the original videos and ways to support the crew. Thanks for watching.